Hi everyone, welcome back. For those of you that are joining me for the first time, my name is Simon. In this video, I am going to be showing you how to design the engine manifold. Okay, so this is the part that you are going to design in this part of the video that I'm doing today. All right, guys. So if you need any help, just inbox me, and we'll be able to talk. For those of you that have got projects, mechanical projects like this, and you need some consultation, again, just feel free to be able to contact me, and we can be able to arrange time. And then I will look at what you have, and I'll be able to assist you accordingly. Okay. But for now, let's go ahead and design an engine manifold. For that, I'm gonna go ahead and start a new drawing from the standard IPT file right over here. Now you guys already know how to get started creating a sketch. We covered this already. For this, I'm going to go to 2D sketch, and I'm going to choose a front plane right over here. And here I will go to line command. You see where there's a line right over here. I'm going to choose this midpoint line right over there. Right? And then I'll select and I'll draw a center line. Then I'll select again and I'll draw a line either to the left or to the right, but depending on what it is that I'm doing, I'm going to draw this towards the left. Then I will dimension this D to dimension. And I'll say, okay, let's say this is maybe 38 degrees that I need from that point there. Right, I can change these lines and make them center lines. The way I do that is by selecting each line, left click, but you need to make sure that you press Control or you left click so that you can be able to choose to highlight the lines, double lines like that. Right, and from there, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this little button here that is called the center. You see the center line here, left click there, and you're going to see that the lines are going to change into center lines. All right, from here, we're going to dimension this line here, center line. I'm going to go to dimension. I'm going to dimension this to be, say, 130. And I'll move this just so I can have a little bit more space to work with. Let's see if I select this line right over here, it will give me a way that I can be able to extend it like that, so I have a little bit more space. I'll do the same here as well, so I can be a little bit more organized. Okay, 130 there. Then I'm gonna go right over here. Check right here where I have center lines. I'll go to center, a circle, sorry, and then I'm going to create a circle right over here, and a circle right over there, and a circle at the center, right over there. Now I need these two circles on the sides to be equal, so I'm going to go to this constraint here called equal. I'll select that part and that part. Now they are equal. You see this equal sign here. It means whatever I do to this part will be the same as that. So let me go ahead and dimension this part right over here. D to dimension. I'm going to say, okay, let's make this diameter 30. Now this is also going to be diameter 30 because they are equal. All right. From there, I'm now going to change this line from midpoint line to the normal line. And I'll connect this part to that part, and I'll do the same to all the other parts like that. I'll do that, and I'll do that right over there. All right. All right, next what we are going to do is to now make sure that these are a tangent. So there's a tangent command under constraint right over here. Click it, then go to this circle, and that circle and make it tangent. Take that and that, make it tangent. Then do the same right over here. Make that tangent and make that tangent. Let's go ahead and make this and that tangent. Tangent. And the last one here will be tangent. Okay, that's what we want to do here. And then we are going to trim this. Under modify, find a trim command, then go and trim this by left clicking the part so we can be able to clean it up like that. Something like that. That looks much better. I can trim that, I can trim that. Okay. One more thing also. Notice that I did not I did not constrain this center part right over here. I need to be able to give that a dimension there, a diameter there. So let's just go back, Control Z to go back a little bit, Control Z, just so you go back up until this circle. And then dimension D to dimension that. Can you see that this is now 84? And what I want is for this to be 100 right over here. There we go. This looks a little much better. So if you realize that you forgot to do something, just go ahead and click Control Z on your keyboard. Press Control Z on your keyboard. You should be able to backspace to the point where you need to be able to rectify. Okay, and then now let's go and trim these parts. There and there, there and there, there and there, and then that part, last part there. Now this looks much better. And then from here we're going to go ahead and extrude that. You can choose the height of extrusion. Let's say, for example, I go with 8 millimeters. Now this extrusion is 8 millimeters right over here. Check, the first part is done. Right? Let's go ahead and do something more to this next part here. Let's do something else. Go to Sketch again. Select the circle. Select this part that you've created. Then we're going to create another sketch here. And if you take your cursor towards the edge there, notice that it's going to give you concentric symbol there, the point where that part and this part meet at the center. Again, let's find another concentric at the very bottom right over here. You see, once I hover my cursor at the edge, it gives me that little dot there, point, to signify where the center is. I'm going to place that and say that's my center. All right, now what is the size of this opening? First, make sure that this part here and this part is equal, and then let's figure out what this side is going to be. Now let's go to dimension, and let's dimension this, and let's make it maybe 16. Now notice that this will also be 16. Right over there. Now the reason why it shows that little bracket there is because this dimension is being driven by this main dimension here. So if I was to say now this is 20, notice that that is also going to be 20. Alright, so this is a driving dimension right over here. I'll take back that to 16. Now let's go and dimension this bigger circle here. And maybe we can make this circle to be 70. Okay. Now the sizes don't really matter here. I'm just guessing them. You guys, depending on what you're designing, you can use the accurate size based on what you're designing. And also the good thing with this, you can come back and you can change the sizes should you need to do that. Okay. Let's go and extrude cut so we can remove materials. Go to extrude again, rotate this part, now select the inner part like that, and then go to, now you're gonna see there's a dialog box. I've got another screen here, so some of the things are jumping to the other screen. Now this is the part that was on the other screen. Once you select extrude, you're gonna see this property right over here. Now here, what I need is to be able to cut this, so go ahead and select that command there says under ball and it says cut. All right, then it's gonna cut that and you create an opening like that. All right, that's how you go around, or that's how you get that first part here. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna say, okay, let's say I need a material for this. I'll go to properties, and at the bottom there, right click, go to properties and go to physical. Under physical, let's look for the material that is appropriate for what we need. Now I'm just gonna say maybe stainless steel or polish, or whichever one that you're going to use. Let's just say that I choose stainless steel, and I close that once I apply. Now that's the material that I'm gonna use for this part right over here. All right. Now because I want to keep these videos as short as possible, I'm gonna end this segment here, and then when I come through again, we're going to discuss in the next video how to move on from this point right over here. Alright guys, if you have any questions, please go ahead and press them through in the inbox me for that, sorry. And also notice that this will be a good time for you to give it some time to practice how to do this part alone before we move on to the next part. Alright.